Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Sami Baya. Please welcome back to my YouTube channel. Public speaking series, preparing a self-introduction speech. That's the title of this video. A speech introducing yourself to the audience is often assigned early in a public speaking class. This speech serves two purposes. It lets you use an easy topic to gain experience, and it lets your classmates learn key information about you. They need this information because you are a future listener for their classroom speeches. And speakers need to learn as much as possible about their listeners. So, strive to show your audience what makes you interesting and unique. Don't be modest or reticent. So you can use this checklist in your self-introduction. Background information. Background information. A. What is your name? B. What name do you go by? C. Are you married or single? If you wish, tell a little about your family. D. Do you work? If so, where? E. What did you do before you came to this school, to this university, to this college? F. What are your academic plans at this school? G. What are your plans after you finish your studies here? Let me repeat the background information when you're doing your self-introduction. A is, what is your name? B. What name do you go by? C. Are you married or single? If you wish, you can tell a little about your family. D. Do you work? If so, where? E. What did you do before you came to this school, or to this university, or to this college? F. What are your academic plans at this school or this university? G. What are your plans after you finish your studies here? Now, in your self-introduction, there is also the unique features that you need to tell your audience about yourself. Number one, tell about your special interests. It could be hobbies, sports, clubs, etc. Number two, tell one interesting or unusual thing about yourself. Number three, relate one interesting or unusual experience in your life. Let me repeat again the unique features in your self-introduction. Number one, tell about your special interests. Hobbies, sports, clubs, etc. Number two, tell one interesting or unusual thing about yourself. Number three, relate one interesting or unusual experience in your life. These three items are very important because they give the audience a glimpse into the qualities, interests, and experiences that make you unique. So let me give you a comprehensive guide to preparing a self-introduction speech for a public speaking class. Let me give you more information, more knowledge on this self-introduction speech preparation. Number one, understand the purpose. When preparing a self-introduction speech, start by understanding its purpose. You are introducing yourself to an audience who may not know you. The goal is to present who you are, what you do, and why you are speaking. For example, if you are a student, you might mention your major and why you're choosing it and why you chose it. Number two, knowing your audience. Tailor your speech to the audience. In a public speaking class, your audience is your classmates and instructor or teacher or lecturer. You should consider what they might find interesting or relevant. For instance, if your class is focused on storytelling, you might highlight your experiences with storytelling or how you've used it in your life. Number 3, structuring your speech. A clear structure is essential. Typically, a self-introduction includes an opening, a body, and a conclusion. For instance, start with a greeting, follow with details about yourself, that is background, interests, goals, and end with a closing statement. Number 4, crafting an engaging opening. Start with a strong opening to capture attention. You might use a quote or a surprising fact or a personal anecdote. For example, have you ever wondered what it is like to live in a small town? I grew up in one and it taught me, and you continue. Introducing yourself. Clearly state your name and relevant details about yourself. For instance, you can say, my name is Sammy, and I'm doing communication. Number 6, sharing your background. Provide context about your background. This could include where you're from, your educational journey, or relevant experiences. For example, you can say, I'm Sammy from Mombasa, where I attended a high school known as, XYZ. Now, another thing about self-introduction speech is highlighting achievements. Mention any notable achievements or experiences. This could be awards, projects, or unique skills. For example, you could say, last month, I was awarded a certificate for being, the best actor or actress. Now, another thing to note in preparation for a self-introduction speech is explaining your interests. Discuss your interests and passions. This helps make your introduction more engaging and relatable. For instance, you can say, I'm passionate about sustainable living, and I love hiking in my free time, which helps me appreciate nature even more. You can also, the other thing to note is, in preparation for a self-introduction speech, is setting personal goals. Share your personal or professional goals. This can show ambition and give the audience a sense of your direction. For example, I hope to work in an environmental policy to help shape more sustainable practices. The other thing to note in preparation for a self-introduction speech is connecting with the audience. Find common ground with your audience. This might involve sharing interests or experiences they can relate to. For instance, you could say, I noticed many of us are interested in environmental issues, which is a big reason I chose this field. You can also use anecdotes. A brief, relevant story can make your introduction memorable. For instance, you can say, I remember the first time I saw a recycling plant. I was amazed by the technology. I knew then that I wanted to be involved in environmental science. You can keep it concise. Avoid overwhelming details. Aim for a speech that's clear and to the point, usually around maybe 1 to 2 minutes. For example, you can say, I'm excited to be here today and share a bit about myself, my background, and my goals for this cause. Let me repeat that again. You can say, for instance, I'm excited to be here today and share a bit about myself, my background, and my goals for this cause. So the other thing is to practice your delivery. Rehearse your speech multiple times. Practice helps you become familiar with your material and improves confidence. For instance, you might practice in front of a mirror or record yourself to evaluate your delivery. Number four, the other thing to note when preparing a self-introduction speech is to maintain eye contact. During your delivery, make eye contact with different members of the audience. This creates a connection and shows confidence. For example, look around the room and engage with various individuals as you speak. Use positive body language. Stand or sit up straight and use gestures to emphasize points. Positive body language enhances your message. For example, use hand gestures to illustrate your enthusiasm about your interests. Manage nervousness. It's normal to feel nervous. Practice deep breathing or visualization techniques to manage anxiety. For instance, visualize a successful presentation and imagine the audience reacting positively. You can also adjust to feedback. Be open to feedback from peers or instructors. Constructive criticism can help you refine your speech. For example, if feedback suggests you speak too quickly, practice slowing down your pace. The other thing is to craft a memorable conclusion. End with a strong closing statement that reinforces your key points. For instance, you can say, I'm looking forward to learning more about public speaking and sharing my journey with all of you. You can also engage with humor. If appropriate, a touch of humor can make your speech more engaging. For example, you can say, I've always been fascinated by how people speak in public. So here I am testing my own theory. You can prepare self-introduction speech by incorporating visual aids. If allowed, use visual aids like slides or props to enhance your introduction. For instance, you could use a slide with a photo of a significant project or achievement. You can also personalize your speech. Make your introduction unique by reflecting your personality. For example, if you are known for a quirky hobby, mention it briefly to add a personal touch. You can also avoid cliches. Steer clear of overused phrases that can make your introduction feel generic. Instead of saying, I'm a hardworking student, specify what makes you unique in your approach to work. In preparation of a self-introduction speech, stay authentic. Be genuine in your introduction. Authenticity builds trust and relatability with your audience. For instance, you can say, I'm not just here to study. I'm passionate about making a real difference in environmental policies. You can also prepare a self-introduction speech through practicing breathing techniques. Practice breathing exercises to ensure you speak clearly and calmly. Deep breaths can help you maintain a steady pace and avoid rushing through your speech. You can also time your speech. Ensure your introduction fits within the allotted time. Time yourself during practice to make sure you are neither too brief nor too lengthy. Review for clarity. Read through your speech to check for clarity and coherence. Revise any sections that might be confusing or too detailed. Use transitions. Smooth transitions between sections of your speech help maintain flow. For example, use phrases like, now that you know a bit about my background, let me share my goals. Incorporate feedback. After practicing, seek feedback from friends or family. Their insights can help you refine your delivery and content. Engage the audience. Ask rhetorical questions or invite brief interactions to engage the audience. For example, you can ask, have any of you volunteered for an environmental cause? I'd love to hear about your experiences. You can also prepare self-introduction speech by preparing for questions. Be ready for possible questions from the audience. Think about what they might ask and prepare brief answers. For instance, if someone asks about your internship, be ready to share more details. The other thing in preparation for a self-introduction speech is adapting to the setting. Consider the setting of your speech. If it's a small, informal class, a relaxed tone is appropriate. In a larger setting, you might need to be more formal. To prepare for a self-introduction speech, practice with distractions. Practice your speech in environments with distractions to build resilience. This helps you stay focused even if there are interruptions. You can also review successful examples. Watch examples of successful self-introduction speeches to gather ideas. Pay attention to what worked well and consider how you can incorporate similar elements. You can also utilize technology. If using technology, ensure you're familiar with it before you speak your speech. Test any equipment or software you'll be using to avoid technical issues. Prepare your mindset. Adopt a positive mindset before your speech. Remind yourself of your strengths and the effort you've put into preparing. Incorporate quotes. If relevant, include a quote that resonates with your message. For example, you can say, as Steve Jobs once said, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. Then you can also use pause effectively. Employ pauses to emphasize key points and give the audience time to absorb information. For example, pause after stating your main goals to let them resonate. You can also ensure clarity of speech. Speak clearly and at a moderate pace. Enunciate your words and avoid mumbling. For instance, practice saying your speech out loud to ensure clarity. Prepare for different audiences. If you are unsure of the audience's preferences, prepare a flexible introduction that can be easily adapted. For instance, have a version ready for a formal or informal setting. You can also practice empathy. Consider how your audience might perceive your introduction. Ensure it's engaging and relatable to them. For example, if your audience is primarily fellow students, relate your goals to student life. Personal stories can make your introduction more engaging. So enhancing with stories is one way of preparing a self-introduction speech. Share a brief story that highlights your personality or interests. Balancing personal and professional information. Include a balance of personal and professional details. This gives a well-rounded view of who you are. For example, in addition to my studies, I enjoy playing the guitar and performing at local events. Avoiding overloading information. Don't overload your introduction with too much information. Focus on key aspects that paint a clear picture of who you are. Control your emotions and maintain composure. Practice speaking calmly and confidently, even if you feel nervous. Practicing emotional control. So engaging with your passion is also something to do when preparing for a self-introduction speech. Show enthusiasm about your interests and goals. Passionate delivery can captivate your audience. For example, I'm incredibly excited about studying environmental science because it aligns with my deep-seated passion for nature. You can also prepare for a self-introduction speech by reviewing and revising. Continuously review and revise your speech based on feedback and practice sessions. Adjust any sections that need improvement. You can also rehearse with a timer. Rehearse with a timer to ensure you stay within the time limit. This helps you manage your speech duration effectively. You can also prepare for technical issues. Be prepared for potential technical issues by having a backup plan. For example, if using slides, have printed notes as a backup. You can also stay relaxed. Try to stay relaxed before and during your speech. Remember, a calm demeanor helps with clear and confident delivery. You can also reflect on your performance. After your speech, reflect on what went well and what could be improved. This reflection helps you grow and prepare better for future speeches. Thank you for watching this video lesson. I hope you've learned a thing or two. please hit that subscribe button if you've not done so. Please make sure you subscribe to this video, this YouTube channel if you've not done so, right? And share the video widely to all those who may need this kind of knowledge. Thank you.